And then I'm like super psyched, man, because this is the debut of a couple cats who are headlining the show on Monday at Holocene. Ladies and gentlemen, TiRon and Ayomari are live in the neighborhood. What's good?
What's up?
How y'all doing, man?
Great. How you doing, man?
Doing good, doing great.
Really good. Now I'm really
over
good.
Here struggling
man.
with these headphones. I got all this hair.
we just pulled in from a very long ride.
Didn't y'all do a show like in San Francisco last
we were
night?
in San Francisco last night.
That's ridiculous.
It was dope. It was dope. It was a 10-hour drive, but it was cool.
So what y'all like got off stage and got in the car?
I mean,
yeah, pretty much.
In our perfect organized mind, we did.
Right.
But you know, stuff happens. So.
Word up.
Yeah.
So first of all, thank y'all so much for being here.
Man,
it's so dope to have y'all on the show,
thank you for having us.
Excited to know that you guys are going to be at Holocene on Monday. And forgive me, bro, because I'm slipping. Because I was like, is this y'all first time in Portland? No, definitely not. So like y'all been up here. Y'all know Portland well. Portland knows you well.
I mean, I wouldn't say necessarily Portland knows us well.
I'd say TiRon knows it better than I do.
I know decently, you know, ground control.
Got you. Okay, enough said right there.
Yeah, he put me up on ground control. That's
a lot of vegan food.
Get a brew and some games.
No doubt. It's been really cool for me getting to know you guys' catalog, man. You guys have been you've been doing some good things for a minute, man.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, for sure. The Connect, where'd the Connect come from?
With me and him?
Yeah.
Online.
Word.
Like, you know, most millennial kids are meeting each other these days online. We met on Yahoo Chat.
Okay.
He was battling and he was in the battle rap.
Word.
I used to battle all the time. I used to just go online and battle people from different states and different countries. And it was just amazing for me because I was like, okay, man, I'm over here interacting with someone that in a completely different place. I never met him before. We connecting. So and then he would come in and then eventually you get to know people.
I would play like music. I would play like songs I was writing because I wasn't really into battling like that. I was always kind of into writing songs.
Got you.
And he eventually came out to San Francisco, and I'm in LA, and he mobbed down, and we made a couple songs together, and then the chemistry just kept going, and we just kept making music together.
That's what's up.
Started a blog called The Exactly.
Right.
Okay.
Because we used to always say exactly a lot.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, well, how can we get on the blogs? Well, maybe we could start our own blog.
Yeah.
So we Googled Zach Lee, and we found a picture of this old white dude who did insurance.
Yeah.
And we redrew him.
Yeah.
And he was like the mascot for the blog.
So
all of
face.
the blogs
That's
were
what's
written
up.
from like the perspective of a 50-year-old white dude who did insurance but loved hip hop.
And it was like all like up and coming, like all of the new fire up and coming artists and crazy things going on, new technology, and it's all from the perspective of this. I think he was a lawyer.
Well, for real?
Maybe.
I mean, it was just us being goofy and just trying to get our music out there, and in the process we just made like a lot of cool music together that people seem to like, so we just kept doing it.
That's what's up, big. So wait, do y'all still have the blog?
No.
Okay. So I mean, it's such a dope creative way to.
What happened is the internet didn't get paid for like 3 months. And
that'll change.
It's like
it ruined the blog.
You just gave in after a while.
Yeah, life happened.
Yeah. TiRon and Ayomari live in the neighborhood. You guys have a new project out right now, Wet.
Yeah.
The Wonderful Ego Trip. That project is. I've been listening to that one quite a bit, but then also listening to some of your older stuff. We gonna get to one of your older cuts that I really, really dig, and then we gonna get to some joints from Wet, man. But the project is really cool. I feel like it's got like everything that you guys make has a real cool vibe to it, like really vibe out. But then y'all spit, which is dope. Like you have a very unique sound, which I really like, man.
Thank you.
Production wise, you have who handles production for y'all?
We do.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's up.
Well, and
it's three of us. It's shouts out to the Kid Specs, the homie Specs.
Okay.
It's me, the Kid Specs, and Ayo right here.
Oh, that's what's up.
We do it all.
So it's all in house.
And then call in some homies and some musicians to add some extra color to it and stuff. But all organic.
That's
just getting back to it just helps to the songwriting process too. When you making your own stuff and taking your ideas and being able to create it it just, you know, adds to the texture of it a lot.
When you can hear it in your head and you don't have to explain it to another producer.
Yeah.
Or like having a producer in the studio and then they're always pressing play on beats and you're like, nah, not that one, not that one.
Right.
It's like, well, nah, I hear it in my head, so maybe I can just make it.
That's what's
So
up.
that's kind of,
Yeah.
Right. We got TiRon and Ayomari live in the neighborhood, man. TiRon, Ayomari.
Yes,
the
yes.
Lucifer Experiment from the project Wet, the wonderful Ego Trip. Yo, like for real, I really dig that track.
Oh man,
Yes,
thank
man,
you.
thank you.
Really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Okay, come on, bro. The Lucifer Experiment.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta break that down for me now.
All right. So the name of the album is The Wonderful Ego Trip.
Okay.
If you can look at what's going on just in the world, you see a lot of people ego tripping, right?
True.
And I think the reason why that is because everybody thinks they're right and other people are wrong, and it's coming from a place of like casting evils on someone. Like to call someone evil,
Yeah.
or to call someone like, you know, like that's a that's more than wrong.
Right.
When you're evil, it's like
You
we need to
automatically
do
write
away
a
with
person
you.
off.
Right.
You know,
Yeah. That's deep.
so there's no level of understanding when you call someone like evangelicals and things like that. Like they're saying, you know, these people are evil and this group of people are evil, and there is no room for coexistence.
Right, or
you know?
conversation.
Yeah.
So it just comes from this, like we're essentially in we're living in the age of abundance, but living with a heightened sense of scarcity.
Wow.
And I think a lot of that is, you know, people feeling like they're not enough, or I think it just comes from this idea of othering to the point of like, you know, othering each other into like greed, where it's like, you know, you're evil, you're bad, you're this, you're that, instead of like really trying to have an honest dialogue and really trying to learn, you know. So I think that's why the name of the song is called The Lucifer Experiment. And as you can see, like, you know, we're getting further and further away from the unity, you know, what ties us, what makes us all kind of similar.
Yeah.
And we're getting into a lot of dividing and conquering.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that is based in that, you know, it's
Right.
we're not as spiritual as we should be or could be.
Yeah.
And also, like, you know, just the stuff that we have access to day in and day out from being on the internet, you know, and understanding that a lot of stuff that we're fed on the internet is, you know, there's a reason for it. You know what I'm saying? It's for clickbait, you know, so they could get a certain number of views for it.
Right.
So they can push certain, you know, propaganda agendas or thoughts and get you riled up on the internet. It's why politics right now is such a hot topic, but you know, it never really was that much of a topic in the household. You know, it was just something that, you know, you did, you know, go vote for president.
Right.
But you just sit down with your family and have conversations, you know, about that. It was never that much inside of the household like that. But now with the internet, and it's almost like politicians are the new celebrities. The internet, everybody's a celebrity on the internet. So when you're trying to fit into this mode of like, this is my online identity, this is all of the best aspects of my life, these are my great pictures that I took, this is me eating here at this great place, you know what I'm saying? And it's almost like it creates like some cognitive dissonance between like who you think you are, who you think you need to be in order to feel like you are who you need to be, versus being comfortable and accepting of who you already are, you know what I'm saying, and seeing what that is and the value in that as it is, you know.
I also think it has a lot to do. Sorry to keep going and expounding, but I also think it has a lot to do with we're like addicted to trauma. You know, we're watching the news and we're accepting this secondhand news as if it's happening to us, and then going out into the world affected by the things that we see and treating others with that affected energy. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like I watch, you know, something that happened to someone else, and then I feel like it could happen to me. So I'm outside on edge, and I'm like looking over my back, and it's affecting the way that I treat people, and affecting the way that I see the world and the way that I view the world.
Right, you know. Something as simple as even being pulled over by a cop and automatically going to he must be just like all the other. Right. You know what I'm saying? But there's no baseline for any group of people. You know, extremes. There's lefts, there's right, there's middles, there's different ideologies under umbrellas and stuff.
And
so
I think it's because everything is painted with such a black-white brush.
Yeah, yeah.
Wrong, right. You know, there's no gray area. But, you know, this whole melting pot of the world that we live in is not as easy as people paint it on television.
Yeah.
So when you look at, you know what I mean? So I think that's kind of the
That's what's up,
Yeah.
man. No, I dig all of that. Okay, now I'm good. Like I liked the track before, not really dig it.
word.
like, nah, we're not on no weird, you know what I mean? Like it's just just an experiment.
Nah.
Yeah, it's just a whole part of the whole concept of the album, and like really bringing it to a level of understanding that even though the ego is something that we want to learn how to deal with, we also have to acknowledge that we're going to always deal with it. We're never going to get to the point where we just zen. Like, obviously, we read stories about people who are super zenned out and nothing bothers them. They go sit up on a mountain somewhere and meditate all day. But you know,
we're all part
most
of it.
people ain't.
None
that.
of us are perfect, and everybody's trying their best. But I think it's knowing that we're not speaking from like a higher than thou, holier than thou. We don't know more than anyone. We're just,
just expressing you.
Yeah, just experiencing.
Right.
Well, one of the things I think is cool is as you break it down that way. I think when people listen to the project, when people really sit and listen to the project, I think that you get an opportunity to see the depth in which you guys write from the heart. There's a couple joints in here that I really dig. Too Petty is dope. I think that really speaks to, a lot to sort of where we can be as human beings dealing with one another.
Yeah.
Fake Friends, probably one of my favorite joints on the project.
Yeah, shouts out to Dodger.
Man, how'd y'all link with Dodger?
Shouts out to the homie Kenny Fresh.
Word up, Fresh Selects all day.
Yeah, he or actually before Kenny told me, the homie Like.
A word.
Told
did.
me,
Word up.
Yeah, Like told me about. He was like, "Yo, you got to meet this girl Dodger."
Yeah.
I was like, "Okay, word." And then I ran into her at Swift.
Okay.
And I hadn't heard her yet.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Yeah, I make music, da 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 da." And then we just fell in love. Like, yo, she's awesome. And we just geeked out and then just sent her the joint. She said she was down.
That's what's
Yeah,
up.
she's easily one of the dopest.
Yeah.
She's
doing
what?
her thing for
One
real.
of the dopest
Doing her
rappers
thing
I
for
know.
real. Yeah.
Artists.
Had an opportunity to have her here on the show. Shout out to Dodger. She's good people. There's another joint. Oh, real quick, I got to give a shout out to Teresa. Teresa tuned in and she called in. She won a pair of tickets to see y'all on Monday.
Peace, Teresa.
Holocene.
See you on Monday.
TiRon and Ayomari going to be there along with Brown Calculus and Fontaine. So
It's going to be a great show.
it's going to be nuts. Is what it's
You know
going to
what I'm
be. Okay, so speaking of Holocene, another joint that y'all have on here is called Holocene.
Right.
And it's like, this is a song, when y'all listen to it, you got to listen to it 2 or 3 times. It's so dope. It's called Holocene. Is the list closed?
Yeah.
And I'm going to just let y'all speak on like the concept behind it, and then we're going to play it right quick.
All right. So I was up in Portland, off and on. And whenever I would make music, whenever I would make a beat, I would name it after something that I had visited in Portland, because it was my first time kind of being up here. So I got a beat named Gleason on Ice.
Oh, word.
I got a beat called Injonies, which is right down the street. I got a beat called Ground Control. I got all these beats, and I had a beat called Holocene.
Okay.
And I wrote it kind of like in this this ADD kind of, very drum and bass kind of. And I looked up what Holocene meant, and Holocene is actually like the human era. That's the era that we're in right now, which is the height of the ego trip. You know what I mean? It's humans living like so much to the point where other beings can't live, and other beings are like, dying, and bees are dying and all this other kind of stuff. So like we're really loving like this human life right now. So we wrote it from this perspective of like what it is to be to want to be a part of this ego trip, to want to be a part of the cool club, and to want to be on the scene, and how chasing the scene can be hollow. So we wrote it very ADD. So it's like Mr. Hit the ticket, sniff a bump, and beat the odds. Probably true, prove them wrong, move them all out the mind. Might as well. And like we wrote it like really, really fast. Kind of like that's kind of like how being, you know, how wanting to be liked is addicting. Yeah, and it's a quick high.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Like again, ADHD. You know, very like. You don't have patience, you know, you're a very impatient person, so you're just consuming information. And sometimes you're on the internet, you consume information and you react to it without doing enough research on it. So you just put your ideas on it based on premature, you know, information that you receive. So just that whole idea,
Yeah, we just wanted to basically just make something that was like, sounded like an overdose. We wanted it to sound like a sonic overdose of just sonics and language, and like it's just, you know.
Well, that's what's cool about it, because when you listen to it, you get to, there's a lot going on in the track. So we're gonna get to this joint, Holocene. We're gonna play another couple of joints and come back and chop it up some more with my man TiRon Ayomari. Yo, that joint right there though, y'all got visuals for that too. If people wanna absorb the visual content, what's the best way to do that?
TiRonAyomari.net.
Yep.
Why y'all gotta make it so easy, man?
Cause
everything there. You know, people don't like clicking things.
Everything's digital now.
True.
Everything's digital.
Exactly, man. Just set them
up.
If
it take more than 2 clicks, you might lose like 50% of people you might have got.
Come on, that's true. Speaking of truth, shout out to the 971, man. We got a text that said, I gotta edit what they wrote, but I appreciate you tuning in. They said, true, right? True. Thank you for dropping truth. So, you know what I'm saying? People are definitely feeling what you guys are sharing, which I think is dope, that the audience really feels the depth of what you guys are talking about.
Man, we definitely appreciate y'all tuning in and even listening to us.
For real. We don't know nothing. We just
Stop it.
Shit.
Y'all gonna be at Holocene on Monday, March the 19th, along with Brown Calculus and Fontaine. But then y'all are gonna head up north a little bit further. Y'all head up to Seattle on
we're in
Tuesday?
Seattle.
Barbosa.
Okay.
Which
with
is
Don and Sus.
Word. Sus is doing their thing tonight over at Mississippi Pizza.
Right. We're gonna try to skate over there and see it.
Word up. It's so cool to have y'all up here in the Northwest. It's so cool for me to have y'all on the radio show, man. But like I said, bro, y'all are neighborhood residents, man. So, you know, whenever y'all want to come through.
We
just
got
go
keys.
Pull up.
Right? We got we building y'all condo over there in the corner.
Let's do it. I got a cubby somewhere.
Exactly. Look, come on, bro.
Tight. Let's
get it.
Hey, you know, I ain't hard to please. Just give me a futon.
That's what's up. If people want to connect with you guys, is that the easiest way? Just go to the website. Everything is straight.
Yeah, Twitter. It's all really TiRon Ayomari. TiRonAyomari. Like on all social networks, Instagram, Twitter. But you can find all of that if you just go to TiRonAyomari.net.
That's what's up, man. I got another text from the 503. Dope vibe, rap truth. Sweet beats. Be there on Monday evening. That's what's up.
Yeah.
The 503.
Let's get it.
Building, man. The new project is Wet.
Yeah.
The wonderful Ego Trip. TiRon Ayomari. Aside from this Northwest run, what's next for y'all?
Making more music, releasing more videos, just working more.
Yeah, we got
being grateful.
Other shows coming up as well. More visual, more content, more things that allow us to have conversations about the things we talk about on the album.
More studying about the things that we're doing, so we can have deeper conversations.
I dig it, man. I dig it. Well, I always celebrate men and women who use the platform of their art to do positive things, man. So. My motto is louder than words. When I say I got you, man. For real.
Man, thank you.
Appreciate y'all, man.
For real.
Appreciate you.
You coming to the show, though?
Bruh, come on now. Monday night?
Okay.
At the Holocene?
Okay, hey, man. Are you up here giving away tickets? I'm like, are they yours? Are you coming? Where we at?
Look. For real, man. I truly appreciate y'all, man. Keep me laced with whatever I can help promote. And we're going to do this, man.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
I know some other events that happen in the city, so... You know what I'm saying? Make something happen, man. Make something happen.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah, man. For sure.
TiRon and Ayomari, they're going to be at the Holocene on March the 19th. That's Monday coming. Brown Calculus and Fontaine.